Hi everyone, my name is Agustira and I'm from English Class B. Here I want to tell you about how to interrupt and how to get somebody's attention. First, I want to give a brief explanation about interrupting. So, when people are talking, they are often stuck inside their own heads, thinking about what they are going to say next and not paying attention to you. When you interrupt, they are forced to stop and pay attention to you. They may not be listening much to what you are saying, so having broken their line of thought, you can take charge of their conversation. When you interrupt, this often causes a moment's confusion, during which the person is changing course from thinking to listening and may not have fully understood what you said. Although by reviewing their short-term memory, they may well be able to recall it. This is an opportunity to grab the initiative that change the conversation. One of the things that we all tend to do is to fall into patterns of talking and acting where we mindlessly repeat the pattern without too much thought as to whether it is really useful. When someone interrupts our patterns, particularly if it is done regularly, this can have an effect that is so disruptive to the pattern that it effectively kills it. Sometimes we need to interrupt. This can be because the speaker is talking too much or has gone off topic, talking about something that is not connected to the original conversation. Other times, we need to interrupt because we need to say something, express our opinion, or make a suggestion. The problem is that interrupting politely can be difficult in your first language and can be extremely difficult in your second language. Sometimes we interrupt and we sound rude. Sometimes we interrupt and we sound nervous. Sometimes we hesitate and the person continues speaking. So here are some tips on how to interrupt politely. First, have a specific purpose. Whether you are jumping into other people's conversation or you're stopping someone's monologue, it's essential that you have a reason for doing it and the ability to relate that to the person talking. State the purpose as briefly as possible. Second, use proper timing. It's best to wait until the person speaking stops to catch a breath before speaking up again. And third, be as polite as possible. Always speak politely and start the conversation with a polite introduction to your interruptions. Some things you might say include like, "Excuse me," or "I need to say something here," or "Do you mind if I interrupt?" or "I have an idea that relates to what you just said." Or you can go like this, "I'd like to add something to that," or "I beg your pardon, but I need to say something." Yeah, something like that. And then use a gesture. If your interruption isn't acknowledged, lift a hand or use eye contact to get the person's attention. However, when you make your gesture, you can say, "Excuse me for a second, I'll keep this brief." Then say what you need to say as quickly as possible so they can get back to their conversation. And then clear your throat like this is likely to have heads turning in your direction. Take advantage of it to say whatever you need to say. Keep a noticeable distance when interrupting someone else's conversation. If you walk right up to whoever is chatting, it may appear that you want to simply listen. Stand back a bit as you make eye contact to show that being part of their conversation isn't what you want. And then get clarification. When you are in a business or committee meeting and the discussion is heading in a direction that you and perhaps others don't understand, it is okay to interrupt to get an explanation. You may be surprised by how many will thank you later. Chances are if you don't understand, others don't either. Thanks the others for allowing you to interrupt. After you say what's on your mind, show your gratitude for the others allowing you to speak.